What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including, is LA Knight being punished? Rumors of Drew McIntyre's contract, a sad situation for a released WWE star, WWE viewership hits rock bottom, a WWE star told never to do this again, WWE have been accused, is the final boss returning, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at, is LA Knight being punished? Our top story today takes a look at the latest when it comes to LA Knight. And in a bizarre move, LA Knight was completely absent from Raw this week, and he wasn't even mentioned on the show. This was really unusual because LA has been a main event staple on Raw for an extended period, and the fact that WWE basically acted like he didn't exist raised some alarm bells. This came just 1 week after LA Knight held up a sign on Raw which stated that the fans wanted him rather than Jey Uso, and the always reliable Fightful Select have now provided an update on LA's status. According to Fightful's latest Q&A offering, LA is not in trouble for holding the sign on Raw, but the answer does note that WWE are actively avoiding pushing him. Now, even if he was, what are they going to do? Make him lose 2 matches a night instead of 1? They're paying the guy good money and swimming upstream to avoid pushing him. He still stayed over no matter what. He's certainly not going to get in trouble for holding a sign regarding a guy he's had a program with on WWE television. Now, it's great to see that LA Knight isn't being punished, but it doesn't answer the question why he was absent from Raw on Monday. It's been speculated that WWE could be working on an angle, and WWE refusing to give LA Knight a world title match could lead to a major storyline which sees him finally win the world title. Obviously, this could be a huge reach, as LA Knight has been super over with the audience for the best part of 3 years now, and there have been countless opportunities for WWE to crown him. Next up, rumors of Drew McIntyre's WWE contract. Due to Drew McIntyre's questionable booking, a lot of fans and wrestling critics have urged the former WWE champion to leave WWE behind him. However, it's not that simple, as according to Fightful Select's Q&A, McIntyre is currently under contract in WWE until 2028. Russo, looking for any publicity for JCW possible, publicly invited Drew McIntyre to perform for the company whenever his WWE deal is up. Unfortunately for him, Drew McIntyre re-signed with WWE in the spring of 2024. The Rock sent a public congratulations to Drew, whose deal came down to the wire. Fightful Select has gained some new specifics around Drew's deal. Outside of it being in the millions of dollars per year, we're also told that there's about 2.5 years left on it. That would carry Drew into 2028. We can't confirm it specifically, but it was hinted to us that it was a 4-year contract that would carry him at least through WrestleMania 2028. McIntyre's booking in 2025 has definitely been frustrating, and all hope isn't lost as it's being heavily rumored that McIntyre could receive another chance at the WWE title at Survivor Series War Games. This match will truly be make or break for McIntyre, and if he doesn't win the title at the next PLE, it's unlikely to ever happen whilst Triple H is running WWE Creative. Next up is AEW talent involved in the John Cena tournament. The WWE have made it clear that the tournament to determine John Cena's final opponent is open to those outside of WWE. Now, according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, this is being done deliberately so WWE can tease that names such as Chris Jericho or Edge could be involved. This is really smart from WWE, as these are 2 names that fans wanted to see wrestle Cena in 2025. And with Cena paying tribute to both men throughout 2025, it's understandable why they would want to play along. Unfortunately, it's highly unlikely that both men are involved in the tournament or Cena's final match in any capacity. In relation to Jericho, his AEW contract does expire next month, but there would be a small turnaround for Jericho to return to WWE, and he isn't contractually available for the tournament itself. Now, with that being said, Jericho is likely WWE bound, and all signs point towards the wrestling legend appearing at the 2026 Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. When it comes to Edge, his AEW contract is far from up, and despite him taking a break from AEW television, this was said to be due to his filming commitments, and he isn't planning on returning to WWE anytime soon. WWE have even cheekily gone one step further by uploading the rivalry between Edge and John Cena on their WWE Vault channel, which is definitely interesting timing and does play into the idea that WWE are deliberately making this tease. The likely names that fans can expect in the tournament haven't been reported, but based on WWE's positive working relationship with TNA, we can surely expect names such as Joe Hendry and potentially even former WWE World Champion Dolph Ziggler. Next up, a sad situation for a released WWE star. Ridge Holland was released from WWE last month, and he made a number of public comments relating to his release, but his latest statement is upsetting to say the very least. According to Holland on X, due to his release and him currently being seriously injured, he's unable to pay his mortgage. I never thought I'd not be able to pay my mortgage. I feel like I've just been hung out to dry after getting injured working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add to that my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. Yes, they are taking care of the surgery and physical therapy, but let's be honest, that's the bare minimum after what we sacrificed for the company, plus the possibility of having to get my neck fused too. Talk about getting totally effed. Fans have urged Holland to take legal action against WWE, and former WWE star David Otunga is said to be looking into the legalities at play. This is a complex situation, as whilst WWE have done the right thing in paying for his surgery and physical therapy, Holland can't possibly work his chosen profession, so how on earth is he supposed to make ends meet? It's definitely a sad situation. Next up, this WWE star told never to do this again. During the 22nd September episode of Raw, Grayson Waller found himself on the receiving end of a dramatic high-risk move when Penta hit him with a top-rope Mexican destroyer. But after the spot, Waller revealed in a podcast interview that upon returning backstage, he was met with a stern warning. Speaking on Chris Van Vliet, he revealed, "I got backstage and some people weren't happy with me. They were like, 'Don't do that.' Someone pulled me aside and said, 'Don't ever do that again.' It was just like, I understand the risks involved, and obviously I don't want to take the move like that, but Penta is very good at what he does, but it's very dangerous and it's scary to be in that position. And I think sometimes we do so much wild stuff that sometimes we forget to put in perspective how wild that would be for someone off the street to be in that position, that high up, taking something like that. So that was a stressful thing. I think sometimes you go into, I don't want to say go into shock, because that seems super scary. But when that impact happens and it's like, am I okay? Am I okay? You do legitimately check yourself. Am I okay? Do I feel okay? Obviously adrenaline is a crazy thing too, so sometimes you don't feel stuff. And then a couple of hours later you do. So it's like sometimes it's real, you say sell, but it's real. I'm like, am I okay? Am I okay? And thank God I was. Now ultimately Waller expressed gratitude that nothing serious happened, but conceded the message was clear that some risks are too great to repeat without extreme caution. Next up, WWE viewership hits rock bottom. This week's episode of SmackDown that aired on 31st October recorded an average audience of just 933,000 viewers across its 2 hours. It's now marked the first time ever that the show has fallen below 1 million viewers in the regular time slot. The 18 to 49 demo was .20, placing it fourth across all programming that night, but still at the top among cable broadcasts alongside a college football game on ESPN. Now the low comes amid a broader trend, as SmackDown has suffered 4 all-time low viewerships in 2025, the first being in August, then twice in early October, culminating in this under 1 million drop. Now the show did face major competition in the same time slot, notably the World Series Game 6 between the LA Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, which drew over 17 million viewers. Surely we're going to get a bounce back of ratings next week, but by how much? We also got to remember that this was the go-home show before Saturday night's main event, where a world title match was taking place. Game series or not, this is pretty low. Next up, RUSEV questions John Cena's retirement. Now it's evident that John Cena's retirement is legitimate, and next month Cena will wrestle for the final time in WWE. However, one WWE name is questioning if that's true, as RUSEV claims he doesn't quite believe that Cena is actually retiring. Speaking on Shaq Wrestling, this is what Cena's 2015 rival had to say. "I don't believe it, I'm not holding my breath. I love John Cena, and this may be his last match of this century or whatnot, but at some point, I want to see him back, whenever that is." Now we've learned to never say never when it comes to wrestlers wrestling again, but when it comes to Cena, he's likely going to stick to his word. Next up, WWE accused. TKO and WWE have come under fire this year for raising ticket prices to such an extent that families can't afford to attend shows. If this wasn't bad enough, the quality of the shows haven't been strong enough to justify such a substantial price tag, and even WWE names such as Randy Orton have been left speechless when they found out the costs of tickets. The latest personality to call out WWE for this is Maven, as he spoke to TMZ and he accused WWE and TKO of abandoning the working class. It's one of those things that angers me the most. You can say what you want about Vince McMahon. Vince knew that the everyday family was where his bread was buttered. He knew that in order to create generational fans, he was going to have to make his product accessible. Accessible on a weekly basis, accessible on a monthly basis, and an affordable rate. I remember the day, when guys would be scrounging together. You bring 6 to 8 people together, I got $12, and then you could buy the pay-per-view. It's not like that anymore. This is unfortunately the dark reality of the TKO merger, and it's likely that ticket prices only increase as the months and years go on. TKO exec Mark Shapiro has made it clear that Vince McMahon's pricing tickets so families could attend the shows was a mistake, so it's clear that the family audience isn't who WWE and TKO are targeting. This has quite rightfully led to a lot of criticism from fans, as the WWE product is still a PG presentation, so if the product isn't for families, who is it for exactly? Next up, Jake Paul calls out Roman Reigns. Jake Paul has had a history with Roman Reigns in WWE before, and in a new interview with Jim Varsalone, Jake stated that in a boxing ring, he can legitimately knock out Reigns and other WWE stars such as Kevin Owens. Man, I don't think they want that smoke. They're amazing wrestlers, and I don't think I can take them. I think Logan can take them, but in the boxing ring, they will get knocked the F out. Now, it's unlikely that either Reigns or Owens have any interest in stepping foot in a boxing ring, so if Jake wants a confrontation, it would likely have to be inside a WWE ring. Next up is the final boss returning. A WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, recently appeared on the All the Smoke podcast, and during his discussion when it came to The Rock, Rhodes let it slip that WWE have just scratched the surface when it comes to the final boss character, and many are now interpreting this as a potential return tease for The Rock. I think The Rock is on there, Mount Rushmore wise. He came back to a very tumultuous WWE and decided, nope, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm instead going to create a new character, even though I'm already one of the greatest characters ever, that being the final boss. And we just scratched the surface on the final boss. There's something incredibly special there, so The Rock is on my Mount Rushmore. Now, the final boss was heavily involved in the initial John Cena heel turn at the start of the calendar year. However, The Rock decided to take a step back from WWE, which led to so much backlash after The Rock was forced to explain himself in an interview with Pat McAfee. With numerous major WWE shows coming up, including the Rumble in Saudi Arabia and a future WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, it's likely that The Rock will indeed make more appearances. Fans are holding out hoping that The Rock vs Roman Reigns finally happens, and with it being reported that WWE want to absolutely stack WrestleMania 43 with legends, 2027's WrestleMania could finally be the Mania event in which the dream match finally takes place. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.